back to another episode of Two Average Husbands. This is your host Kyle and the host Jake.
Welcome back to another episode of Two Average Husbands. I'm your host Jake.
I watch you guys too
I'm
much.
your host Kyle. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for that special guest introduction from Carly. Don't know if she knows, but we were live for that, so everybody heard that. Thank you.
Shout out Carly.
Everybody else, welcome in. Jake, you can explain your rationale if you'd like for not drinking, but Jake is not drinking this week, and I am.
I got some shit I got to do tomorrow, and to be honest with you, I probably had 70 beers over the weekend, so I'm cool on it for a minute. And not this coming weekend, but Dane's bachelor party weekend is going to be
a lot more, so
quite a bit of the same. So I'll inevitably get bullied into doing a couple drinks tomorrow at softball, but I'm just sticking with the good old Diet DP this week.
Diet DP, good for the soul or something.
Exactly. It's got caffeine.
I'm going to start off with 450 North. This is my last one of their beers, so I'm finally done with this little collection. And then I've got some new stuff that I went and picked up. So I'm going with Purple Palm Tree Delight, which is a smoothie-style sour beer composed of blackberry, pineapple, kiwi, and coconut cream.
Sounds delicious.
They have some fun cans, and it does sound delicious. Jake, hit us with a fun fact.
Did you know that Australia is wider than the moon?
Is that real? Is that for real?
It's 600 kilometers wider, to be exact. That one blew my mind a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
That blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah. But hey.
We did a comparison the other day, and the United States and Australia are almost the exact same size, which would mean that the United States is also wider than the moon.
Non-zero chance if you do that math. There's actually some really cool facts on this other facts on this article. Like continents shift at about the...
Woo!
What'd I miss?
That spider moved.
Okay, just kidding. Foster cat thought he was going to eat a spider. Didn't know if it was poison spider or not. Didn't like that at all. Caught it. We're good. He did not eat a spider.
Foster cat is just an athlete. But anyways, continents also shift at about the same rate that your fingernails grow.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good fun fact.
There's a few good ones in here. But anyways, Kyle. I have to go first this week.
You do.
Because that is just how the cookie be crumbling.
That is how the crumbles fall from the cookie base.
Anyways, I'm curious, Kyle. What are some of the inside jokes that you and your wife have that you think are fucking hilarious, but you know other people just do not understand?
Oh, man. You might need to start on this one. I'll have to think for a minute.
I definitely can. So some people will get this, but a lot of people don't. And my wife and I say it all the time. And like when her family comes over, we say it all the time, and they just do not comprehend it at all. But there's a quote from the show New Girl, and there's an episode where one of the characters gives the other character a cookie, and then later on in the show, he gives the guy a cookie back. And they say, "Give me cookie, got you cookie." And he's like really frustrated. He can't get the sentence that he's trying to say out right because he's really emotional. But he keeps saying, "Give me cookie, got you cookie." And so that is now an inside joke. And 90% of the time, people look at us like we are fucking psychopaths. They're like, "Can you just say a sentence?" And we're like, "No, actually, we can't."
I don't know if this would really be considered. It kind of is. It's more of just I don't know. I would consider this one, I suppose. And that is, for whatever reason, there is a scene from The Lord of the Rings that I've latched on to for my entire life. And I think it's one of the most absurd scenes in the movie. And so anytime anything related to potatoes is ever talked about, I pretty much always say, "What's taters, precious?" And then I said it so often that Carly started to do it too. So like not like every reference, but every once in a while she'll chime in too and hit me with the "What's taters?" And it got to the point where we did it so often that I was talking about a potential tattoo idea related to Smeagol and potatoes, but it never actually happened.
That's a vibe. That is a vibey tattoo right there. One that I can stand behind as well.
I still want to do it, but it's going to take some effort to design the perfect Smeagol potato tattoo.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good one. We've definitely got some other ones. A lot of them have to do with like our dogs. like we call our dogs names, and then people are like, "Isn't your dog's name this?" And we're like, "Yeah, but we don't call him that."
Yeah, we just hit you with one of those because Carly's like, his dog's name is Boy. And I was like, no, his dog's name is Ernest.
Ernest.
They call him Boy. She's like,
We-
no, look at all of his family portraits everywhere on social media. They call him Boy. I was like,
Yeah.
don't care. His name
His name
Ernest.
is Ernest. His on his legally binding contract that I signed to adopt him, his name is Ernest.
Yeah.
But we call him Boy, Mr. Fucker, Mr. Fuckboy.
We don't have a
got a whole lot of
cat
them.
in this house that goes by their real name.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, none of our dogs do.
They have names on paper, and that's about as the only places it's ever referenced, unless they're getting in trouble. Then we'll hit them with the full name every once in a while.
Yeah, those are always good. Good little inside. You know, the pets always getting involved in it is a huge plus. Let's see what else do we have here. I like to call my wife an alcoholic, and I think it's hilarious. She doesn't necessarily agree with me, but she'll not drink for like a week and then like have a glass of wine. I'm like, damn, again, fucking booze bag over here.
Carly was just out here with me, and so she might have gone back inside and gotten on listening to this now. And if she is, she needs to chime in for us and let me know some of the other ones, because it's one of those things where like it's so habitual to you, right, that I don't even recognize it, especially if you don't do it in front of other people. Like if you're never called out for whatever it is that you do,
Yeah,
then you would never even realize that you're doing it, right?
that's true.
Because
That
I'm
is
sure
fair.
there's tons of little stupid quirky things that her and I do with each other, like inside jokes and shit, but they're not like popping out to me.
Yeah. My wife and I talk a lot of shit to each other too. Like we make fun of each other kind of relentlessly, to the point where there's almost a minute every once in a while we're both like, we're both kidding, right? Like everything. And we're like, yeah, everything's
Are we
fine.
good?
But we're just like, we are talking shit to each other.
Do we need a
like,
little therapy?
very heavily. Well, our favorite thing to do, I guess this counts as an inside joke. And it'll just be like, we'll just be having a normal conversation. And then
I text her.
I'll be like, hey, can you grab me something out of the fridge? And she'll like forget. And then she'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's fine. It's just clear that you fucking hate me. Like, it's so clear. Like, I just mean nothing.
Yeah.
We do that all the time. And it's a little aggressive at times, because like, she'll be like, no, you actually looked me in the eyes and you called me a stupid bitch. It's fine. It's fine.
Carly does that some too. Hers is like a fake cry though. She won't even like say things sometimes. She'll just be like, hey, will you rub my feet? And I'm like, nah. And she'll just be like, and just like start this very. She's done it. I don't know how many times she's done it in front of people. Probably not many, but she'll like do it, and they're like, "Oh my God!" She's probably done it in front of my mom. My mom's probably like, what the hell?
Yeah. What, Carly? What the fuck are you doing? We have an inside joke that every time we load the dishwasher together, I purposely put shit in the wrong way, to like, because she wants to make fun of me for loading it wrong, even though I load it right. She loads it wrong.
Yeah.
But in her mind, she loads it perfectly.
Yep.
But also she loads it, and then half the time I have to go like Tetris some shit around to fit like everything in there. So that one's a good one too. And then basically there's also the fact that like anytime we like rearrange anything, put anything away, like when we put today, we got back from Sam's Club a little bit earlier today, put the groceries away. Like I put the groceries away because I know how to Tetris everything. But we joke about it because Jess literally was like, there was a Tetris game for your iPhones that had like local leaderboards, and she was the #1 Tetris player in the city of Aurora, Illinois. So she's like, yeah, she was like the queen of Tetris, and
was she like one of one? There's only one player in the entire.
I think it was
town?
like 500, but it was still like that's still like relatively impressive. But just I like shit talking the fact that she plays Tetris all the time, but can't like figure out the best way to organize the cabinet is funny.
That's a good one. Carly texted me back and said she couldn't think of any other than the fact that she said every once in a while she'll go. I don't even know. She texted this to me, so I feel like that's permission to talk about it.
Yeah.
It has to be, right? I said, hey, what inside jokes do we have? And then she texted me and said this. It has to be permission. Okay. Anyway, she goes, every once in a while, she'll just be like, because like, you know, like dudes, right? Like you'll just go up behind your wife and like give her a fake hump. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. So every once in a while, she'll come up behind me and do it. And she'll be like, I'm going to peg you. Just say that shit. I don't think she's ever said it in front of anybody ever. And it's not that aggressive, but she'll just like make some joke about it. And I'm like, oh my God, People are gonna hear this.
That's good. I like to smack Jess's ass, and every time she says stop, and I say no, that's it.
Carly will smack my butt, and I'll be like, "Don't do that." And then she's like, "But you smacked mine." I'm like, "Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Do I need to stop?" You know?
Yeah. I always say I'll never stop. I tell Jess, like, if I ever stop smacking your ass, like, that's the sign our marriage is over.
Uh-oh.
So
Gotta have that cake. Yep, pretty much.
needs to sound just like that too.
Gotta get a good one. Yeah.
Jess also just likes to religiously tell me that I should cut my hair, and I tell her that every time she asks me to cut my hair, it's another day that I'm not going to do it.
Nice.
So we're just on to about infinity at this point.
Oh fuck! I had it and it left me. Oh, I lost it completely. Never mind. I had one.
If it left you, look right. Try and get it back.
Thank you. That was a good joke.
Thank you. That's what I'm here for. Big dad joke guy.
Big dad joke guy. I don't think I have any more.
Yeah, I think that's just about it for me. I figured we'd have more, but I think that's a fair point that you made, that like there's probably a bunch that we just don't realize because they're so habitual at this point.
It's a habit, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a short first topic, but
Man, I wish I could remember what the other one was.
My last topic will take a little bit longer, so we can make up some time.
Well, you brought up a couple that connect with what I'm going to talk about, so I'm going to roll right into it.
Ooh.
And we can either go semi-serious, kind of, but not really, or definitely not serious.
Let's go with kind of serious. I'm hoping you bring back the not serious at all later, but
I will. Yeah, these are the two things I'm talking about, no matter what.
Perfect.
I was just wondering what order you want.
We'll start with some serious.
So you were talking about doing dishes with your wife, right?
Yep.
So my topic for today is, what are some roles that you have with your wife that are just assumed, right? Like, I'm not fucking doing this, you're doing this kind of a thing, right? Like, and if you don't do it, it's not going to get done.
Yep.
Some assumed roles.
Yeah, for me,
you don't even have to say it, right? Like, it's just, it's known. Sometimes you probably say it.
Putting the groceries away. That's my job. I'm going to do it. If I don't get to do it, I get frustrated. I shouldn't say frustrated, but it's like, I know where everything is supposed to go. Like today, I looked in my cabinet and I was like, this is pissing me off now. And I just rearranged the whole cabinet. It took me 5 minutes to do it, but it was just like, because there were things that were put back in there and they weren't in the right spot. So I was like, I'm just going to start over. And yeah, so I'm always putting away the groceries. It's funny, that's my thing.
One for Carly assumed really for me, just because I pretty much won't do it, right? And that's ordering groceries, because we don't really like go to the grocery store anymore. We pretty much just have them delivered because we have
Walmart Plus.
Yep. Yeah. And so like, why bother? And so Carly will do that. But if every once in a while I'm like, okay, I need to do this, I'm going to put the groceries away, right? Or she'll be at work for a while and she's like, hey, you're going to be home when the groceries get there, put them away. Okay. So she'll order the groceries and then I put them away, and she comes home and she, like, because I don't put things away like she does, or it's just like the muscle memory of having put things away, she'll forget that we have them. Yeah. And so then she'll like order something again. You know what I mean? Like she's like, oh yeah, I ordered some jalapenos. And I'm like, I just put a fucking jar in the cupboard. She's like, oh damn it. You know, and like she goes back. Right. Always forgets it if she doesn't do it herself. So she regrets sometimes, I think, probably if I do it.
Yeah. I'm the one who folds all of our laundry. I don't necessarily like load the washer and dryer, but I will stand there and fold all of the laundry. I will take it all into the bedroom, lay out, clear out a space on the bed, throw something on the TV, and I will hammer through all of the laundry. And it takes me a quarter of the time it takes Jess to do it, just because she just gets distracted. So that's definitely, those two are like the biggest two. Those are Jake roles for sure.
When Carly and I met, she would not fold socks.
I still don't.
She just would throw them all in this massive pile in her drawer. Yep. She's like, I can't ever find pairs of socks. I'm like, holy fuck. So when we first started dating, I folded every single one of her like 300 socks because it drove me crazy. And she's gotten better now, but she does most of the laundry. I would say most of like the household duties are just assumed of her now. Not to like, it's not a gender thing. It's just some things that I just don't give a shit about, right? Or I do differently than her and it bothers her. Like the dishes, like I would run the dishwasher with like 15 dishes in there probably, and she's like, "That's a waste." So she'll like make it
Yeah.
like get stacked up, you know.
Jess does that too. I'll run it like just if it's more than 50% full, I'll run it. Or if like I need something and I can't hand wash it for whatever reason, I'll just throw it in there and run it real quick. So
This is where I'm at with it. If I open the dishwasher and I'm gonna cook, which is also rare, which is also kind of an assumed duty of her, because if she'll go, "Hey, you're cooking tonight," I'll be like, "Hey, we're going out to dinner tonight."
Yep.
So kind of assumed there. But if I come home and I'm gonna cook or whatever, and I look in the dishwasher and there is less room in the dishwasher than I think it's gonna take for me to like make dishes for food, right? So I'm gonna like cook and I'm gonna have a couple pans or pots or whatever, plus the plates and everything. If I
Right.
don't think that all of that is gonna fit in the dishwasher, I'm fucking running it.
Yep.
Right? Like I'm not gonna wait until I fill it and then have like 3 dishes I need to hand wash. I'm just gonna fucking run it. And then I'll either hand wash all that shit or put it in the dishwasher when the load's done. So I don't really care if it's 100% full, even if it's a little bit wasteful.
Yeah. That's fine.
And then if you think about it, right? Hand washing dishes wastes way more water than a dishwasher.
100%.
It's proven. That's a real thing.
That's just science. That's just math.
It's hashtag maths.
Big math. Let's see. Jess is the one who does like brushes the dogs, bathes the dogs, does their nails. That is a Jess duty. She knows
that's kind of a Carly thing.
I will help. I will like hold the dog's leash so that she can do the nails, but that's really like as much as I do at this point. Or if I'm outside already like working on something, I'll hose the dogs down for the bath. But Jess is the one she's getting in there, she's scrubbing away, she's shampooing, drying them off.
Carly's very much the caregiver for the pets.
Yeah.
I give them the attention and the snacks. She gives them all of the stuff that they don't want.
Yep.
Nail clippings, baths, stuff like that.
Yep. Same roles over here.
Cutting out matted hair.
Yep.
Big one is I am 100% mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
Carly did for the first time because I was gone for work. It needed to get mowed and she did it. So I was proud of her. She did it. Good for you. She learned how to use our mower that she had never touched before. But yeah, it's usually a me thing. It's just kind of assumed.
I do the backyard, Jess does the front yard.
Oh, nice.
And the reason that's the case is
labor.
Our neighbor usually just mows our lawn when he does his.
Oh, that's extra nice.
Yeah. He also just like edged our entire front yard when I was out of town. Basically, he was just like, yeah. He was like, I just wanted to thank you guys again for mowing our yard. I was like, what a guy. He's like, I should have asked first. I was like, the answer is yes. You want to do something? It's always going to be yes. And then he wants to do something else to make our grass greener. But let's see. Yeah, exactly.
I almost always edge my lawn just with like a weed whacker. I don't use like a formal edger thing, but
I normally just use the weed whacker as well, but the one I had wasn't working. And so ours was definitely overgrown. But he had a full blown wheelbarrow, shovels, everything. He was going to town.
Oh shit.
That shit looked good too.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I cook. If somebody's cooking a meal in our house, it's me.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. Yeah.
Jess will like make her breakfast, and that's typically because I'm busiest work wise in the morning. She's busier typically in the afternoon. So when we both work from home, she'll make breakfast, which again is just like it took me 6 years to teach her how to make bacon.
Nice.
So
that is incredible. That might be a record.
Her favorite thing to do is she just cooks it in one of the cast irons. It just sits. We just keep it on the stovetop anyway, just because we use it all the time. And she just throws the bacon in there, cooks her eggs up, little toast.
That is something.
Big breakfast sandwich, gal.
That is an impressive feat. I take care of the money, period. That's an assumed role of me. Especially if it's like a big purchase. Like, I'm the one that's going to more than likely research the purchase, try to find the right price, allocate money for it, whatever, pay the bills, that kind of shit. Like, I deal with it.
I definitely pay attention to things a little bit more, but Jess is the like more rational one when it comes to our money. I'm like, I can afford it. And she's like, yeah, but should you? And I was like,
yeah, that's probably a good way to think about things. Yeah.
Yeah. Jess, we have like a Bissell Crosswave to do like clean the floors, especially with like 4 dogs. Inevitably, it gets super dirty, and we're a
We have one of
shoes
those
on.
too, yeah.
We're a shoes on household, so you know, you're just inevitably gonna have to clean your floors more frequently. That's Jess. I'll vacuum, but crosswaving is her. I tried to do it one time. I fucked it up, made a mess. Don't know what I did wrong. Still don't know what I did wrong. Still think every time I do it, it looks like shit. So she does it, and that's
The
just her
Bissell's
thing.
kind of hard to fuck with because it leaves like really bad streaks if you don't do
Yeah.
it right.
And I clearly do not do it right because I
I
end
don't
up
do a super
streaky
good
as
job
hell.
either because I'm impatient with that shit. And so I'm just like, try to use it like a vacuum and I just leave fucking streaks everywhere.
Yep.
We've got a spin wave or whatever the fuck it is. The
Yeah.
other one that Bissell makes. We got one of those instead now. And I haven't used it. Another assumed role, kind of.
Yeah.
But Carly thinks it's better, I think, for the floors that we have.
For sure. I'm the one who sews everything in our house if we ever have to sew anything.
We don't do that very often.
We do it just because with the dogs, like they'll like get like little random holes in the dog beds here and there, and so I'll
Sure.
like just patch them up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do pretty much all of the like handiwork, I guess,
Same.
for lack of a better term. It's just kind of assumed. Even if I don't know how to do it, I will have to research it and figure out how to do it.
Or
or
we'll
find the
hire
person
somebody
to,
to
pay.
do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's really kind of it, I think.
That's most of the ones for us too, probably. I was just curious because I think some people like will fall into the trap of thinking everything's a gender role a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think everything's a gender role. It's just a preference thing for some things. Like there are just certain things that I don't fucking want to do. And it's
Yeah.
not only that I just don't want to do them. There's certain things that like I don't think they need to be done, right?
Yeah.
Like I think my countertops are pretty clean. Like I'll wipe them off or whatever, but every once in a while Carly wants to like deep clean the counters. And I'm like, I don't think that's necessary. I don't want to fucking do
Yeah.
that. If you didn't live in this house, it would never get done. Kind of a thing, you
Exactly.
know? Or maybe
Yeah.
like once a year
Yep.
at most, right? So there's just like little shit like that becomes an assumed role just because it's something of personal preference for whoever it is, the person that's like wanting it done, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, well, I'll save this for my next topic because I have another one, but there are certain things that like I want them to be the way that I want them to be. And so it's become my responsibility to make that happen, right? And I wouldn't want it any other or expect it to be any other way.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be like, hey, I am very particular about this thing. Now you do it. Like it doesn't work like that. I do have to set all the light timers. However, she just also did one of those the other day because they're fucking annoying, right? Like, so if you have like a switch timer, it doesn't matter. I don't care how many times you've set those fucking things. Every time you do it, you're not sure if you push the thing in to make it turn on at that time or pull it out. Nobody ever knows. And nobody ever reads the directions. So you have to get experimental with it and figure it out. So I always have to set those.
Yeah, I'm definitely in our household, we definitely do not conform to gender roles pretty much at all.
Well, it's funny because when I think about it, right? Like there are certain things that like if you looked at it from the outside in, it would look almost like it was a gender conformity type thing. But it really isn't. Like I don't like look at my wife and go, you need to do the cooking because you're a woman. Like I would never say anything like that. It's like absurd. I don't want to cook. If she told me she didn't want to cook, I'd be like, okay, let's order food.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Or I would be like, all right, we're just going to fend for ourselves and figure something out. And then we'd probably both eat fucking cereal or like ramen or something. You know what I mean? Like this has nothing to do with gender at that point. It's literally just like, I am not going to do that because I don't want to. Do you not want to do that? Perfect. Then we're going to fucking either pay for somebody else to do it or we're just going to like wait until the last minute and then we're going to do it together or whatever it is, you know?
That's the thing is like, if there's something that neither of us want to do, normally for us, the compromise is like, all right, let's just both suck it up for 15 minutes and get it over with.
Yeah. And then every once in a while you'll be like, okay, let me look up and see how much it's going to cost me to pay somebody to do it. And you're like, fuck that. Never mind. I'm going to figure out how to do this and I'm going to get it done. Which actually happens quite frequently. Yeah.
When we wanted to paint our room and I was like, I'll just pay somebody to do it. And then I was like, it's gonna be $400 to paint my bedroom. I'm good. I got it.
Painting's expensive, dude.
It took me 4 hours. It wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
Didn't even need 2 coats.
I'm really considering doing my own exterior paint, but it's like, did I really want to like attempt to change the exterior of my house and just hope that I do a good enough job that it looks professional? I don't know. Because
I believe in you.
But I'm like, no kidding, thinking about just going and buying a paint gun at like fucking Home Depot or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just spraying my whole house because
$200 sprayer and just tarp off what
and
you
then
do.
the paint will probably be another couple $100. So like you're talking what, $400, $500, $600 maybe total. And instead of paying the like $5,000
I was
that
gonna
it
say
is to
like
have someone paint your house.
5 to 10 grand. I mean, our house is definitely like a lot. I
It
don't
could
want
be
to say
even more expensive in this area. I think in Tucson it was fucking like $4,000. So here
Yeah.
it's probably like fucking 8.
I've thought about just going and getting a bunch of cans of spray paint because I have shitty vinyl siding anyway, and just like spray painting my vinyl siding. The internet says you can. The internet says you can do it,
Don't do that.
but the internet says I can do it.
Get a thing of exterior paint, like a gallon bucket of it or a 5-gallon bucket of it. Just stick the hose in there from a fucking paint sprayer and spray your house, because that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
And just hope
We'll
this
see.
turns out good.
we'll
And then
give
if
it
you
a
fuck
shot.
it up, you wasted $600. You just deal with it for a while and then pay someone like, I don't know, 6 months or whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, nice. All right, you ready for
Yeah, I drunk that
how's your
alcohol.
first beer?
It's actually really good. I'd say I'm finishing the bottom of it here. Let's go 3.75, I guess.
I like that.
It's good. I probably wouldn't get it again just because I don't know, it's pretty heavy in like the blueberry or maybe
Yeah.
there's a significant berry flavor that's
Yep.
like overpowering every other flavor. So it's not like it's blended fruit mix that I would expect. Like I don't get any of the pineapple. I don't think I've tasted any coconut. It's mostly just the raspberry and blueberry, but it's fine.
I like it. Diet Dr. Pepper, always a 5 out of 5. No complaints there from me. But all right, Kyle. Here comes my topic, and we're gonna play a game here.
Let's play a game.
You're gonna go through the game first, and then
Probably
I'm
since you
gonna
love this beer.
go through the game second, and we are gonna see who is better at figuring out if they want to be a millionaire.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Oh, this is a good one. This will be fun. I'm going to be terrible at it. I just watched. So I was sitting in the living room last night booking a trip, and when I was doing it, there was the show like Don't Forget the Lyrics or whatever the fuck the show is called.
Yeah,
And it's very much Who Wants to Be a Millionaire-esque. It's just songs. Instead of
Yep.
trivia or whatever. But yeah, that was actually kind of entertaining. Is this a like standard setup where answer the questions, 3 lifelines type of thing?
Yes, sir.
How does the like phone a friend work?
We'll figure that out when we get there. I haven't tested that function out.
Oh, okay. All right,
So-
I'm going first, you said?
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
Which of these words is a common slang term for an error in a computer program? A, mouse.
Bug. Final answer.
D, bug. Final answer. There we go. Look at that. Kyle got $100. Off to
Party.
a phenomenal start. What? That was weird.
Well, I have to re-win $100, so I think this is almost a mulligan, but it should be C. Final answer.
According to a well-known proverb, one good turn deserves what? Another is the final and correct answer. All right, on to question 2. According to a popular phrase, a nauseous person is said to be green around the what? Hooves, gills, toenails, or eyelids?
B. Gills. Final answer.
Survey says wrong game. Wrong game show. Maybe that's next week's episode. I don't know. Kyle got it right. On to 300. According to a popular phrase, a person who interrupts you is said to take the words right out of your what?
Well, this is an easy one. A. Mouth. Final answer.
Imagine if it was larynx. That
Or
would not
dictionary. You're
pocket-
taking the words out of my dictionary.
be. Taking the words right out of my briefcase. Which of these is not one of the Energizer Bunny's primary characteristics? Has buck teeth, carries a bass drum, wears sandals, or wears sunglasses?
Oh, fuck.
You have your lifelines.
He carries the drum. He wears sunglasses. I just don't know if he wears sandals or has buck teeth. I think I'm going to go has buck teeth. Final answer.
Survey says that is correct.
Oh, I was nervous about
They
that.
tried to get you on that one. Tried to get you. On a standard keyboard computer, what key is used to indent text? Tab, escape, shift, or control?
That is A, tab. Final answer.
Survey says that's correct. Good job, Kyle. You're guaranteed $1,000.
Sheesh.
in animated money. On the TV cartoon Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? What is the name of the brainy girl with glasses? Daphne, Wilma, Velma, or Thelma?
C. Velma. Final answer.
That's correct. Yay. Kyle, you're killing the game right now.
I'm doing my best.
Children in a Pop Warner League play what sport? Basketball?
I only played one organized sport other than track in my life, and this was it. It's D football.
There we go. Good old Pop Warner football.
It was the beginning and the end of my sports career.
What an athlete, literally. What does a light year measure? Distance, speed, time, or brightness?
Should be distance.
Do you want to use one of your lifelines?
I don't think so. I'm gonna go distance. Final answer.
That's
Okay,
correct. Look at you go.
Every once in a while, I think of that in like because speed makes sense too. Anyway,
Soccer great Edson Arantes do Nascimento is nicknamed what? Maradona, Zico, Ronaldo, or Pele?
I only know one name in all of soccer, and I hope that's the right answer. So I'm gonna risk it here, and I'm gonna go D Pele. Final answer.
Okay. You have lifelines. Didn't have to.
Hey!
Okay, shit. Props to you. In the human circulatory system, what artery carries blood directly to the head? Your pulmonary artery, carotid artery, aorta, or radial artery? Still have all your lifelines.
Yeah. I think it's the carotid.
30 seconds.
I thought the pulmonary was a vein, not an artery. Pulmonary vein. Aorta.
25
Isn't the
seconds.
aorta just a part of your heart? I'm going to go carotid. Final answer. Could be wrong on that.
Survey says that's correct. Look at you, 32,000 in the bag. In 1992, what memory-eating computer virus was activated in honor of its namesake's birthday? Asimov, Orwell, Michelangelo, or Picasso?
Memory-eating computer virus. Let's go with, what are the lifelines? 50-50, phone a friend, and what's the last one? Oh, it's the survey, right?
Yeah.
Give me 50-50 on this one.
That removed two answers, so you have the choice between Michelangelo or Orwell.
Shit, dude, I don't know.
20 seconds.
Let's go B, final answer. I have no idea.
I don't know this one. You
Shit.
were incorrect. It was
I
the
got
Michelangelo
32,000.
virus.
That's where I ended.
All right. We gotta go for me here. This is gonna be
All right,
tough.
I'll read for you. What is
Can
the
you
name for a revolving tray that is used to serve food? Little Debbie, Pretty Penny, Martha Stewart, or Lazy Susan?
That is a Lazy Susan. Final answer.
It's funny that they say serve food because when I think Lazy Susan, I think of the cupboard. But
Yeah, same.
according to a slang expression, a person who is doing time is most likely found where?
In jail.
Oh shit! I gotta open my beer.
Easy peasy.
Two people with completely different ideas or opinions are often said to be what kind of opposites?
Polar opposites. D, final answer. Give me that $500 question, baby.
Which of the following numbers reads the same when burned upside down as it does right side up? Well, that's dumb.
Yes.
1006, 9505,
It's 8008, also
or
known as boob.
boob. That was
Roll
a dumb one.
boobies on the calculator.
The name of which of these outerwear garments is also a verb meaning to eat greedily?
Ooh, that
Glove,
is
scarf,
scarf.
hat, or parka?
Let me park it down this food real quick.
Parka.
This scarf, everybody. Hope you got that one right in the audience.
American historical figure John Brown is famous for fighting against what in the 1850s? Colonization, prohibition, slavery, or taxation?
My brain says it should be slavery.
You have all of your lifelines remaining, sir, and 40 seconds.
I'm going to phone a friend. I think the answer is most likely C, but it wasn't my best subject in school, so I can't promise I'm right. You know
Wouldn't it
what?
be fucked up if they gave you the wrong answer?
That would be. I'm going to go with it. It seems like it's got to be the right answer in my mind. It was the right answer. Okay, we survived. John Brown clearly isn't that historical in my brain. The 1992 movie A League of Their Own is set during what war? Vietnam, World War I, World War II, or the Korean War? And it is World War II.
Fuck, I almost threw up. My beer was exploding. I had to chug it all.
What an athlete.
Sorry, my bad. You got the question on that one. Good job. In internet lingo, what does the acronym IMHO stand for? I won't even read the options.
In my humble opinion, it's also in my honest opinion. Both are
I may have
acceptable.
offended.
I must head offline.
Composed by George Bizet. I can't read that. The 1875 opera Carmen is usually performed in what language? German, Spanish, French, or Italian?
I'm 99% sure it's French.
45 seconds on the
I'm
clock.
going to run with it. Thank God.
It is French.
The name looked too French to...
It does look. It's probably Bizet. In July 2000, the Institutional Revolutionary Party was voted out of power after ruling what country for 71 years? Peru, Indonesia, India, or Mexico? This question is to tie.
I don't know. I'm going to go 50-50 here. Indonesia or Mexico. That helps me so much less. I feel like I'm going to go with Indonesia. I don't feel like it's Mexico.
Indonesia is his final answer. And it was Mexico, and I win by one question.
That's such bullshit.
Got his $16,000 question right. I got 32,000 right.
Do we want to try and run through one together and see if we can tag team our way to $1 million?
We have time. Why not? Let's see if we can do it.
Let's do it. All right. People who stay calm under pressure are said to have what flowing through their veins? It's ice water.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Heinz ketchup.
So I'm not going to lie. When I first glanced at that, it looked like it said toe water. And I was like, none of these answers are right. It really kind of threw me off.
That's not real. Something heard but not paid attention to is often said to go in one ear and out the other. Easy peasy. Beautiful color girl.
Sorry, unmuted burp.
It's been a while since we've had one of those.
Which of these terms refers to high-ranking officials in the military?
Top brass.
Top hat and what does that say? Top hat and what?
Tails.
Yeah, it's top brass.
Top steel, top bronze, or top brass. It's top brass, everybody. We got that one right. Rodeo Drive
in Rodeo. In Beverly Hills is best known for which of the following luxury stores, libraries,
luxury
Cowboys,
stores,
or modern museums?
It's actually Cowboys. Especially considering it's pronounced rodeo and not rodeo.
It's just rodeo. Which of these adjectives used to describe food is also an herb? Savory, hearty, potent, or pungent? I don't know if I know that.
Savory? Like
savory seems like
pungent,
it's probably the right answer.
But herbs are pungent. But the food.
I don't know the answer to this.
You want to 50-50 it?
Phone
a friend? Poll the
phone
audience?
a friend it. I think they'll probably give us the right answer.
I have no idea. Can't even
you
get a guess.
bitch.
This one is all on you.
50-50 it. Fuck! They know! I don't know.
I'm going with savory.
Okay.
We got it. Use two
Wasted
lifelines on the $1,000 question.
What kind of doctor is most likely to perform a corneal transplant? That will be an optometrist, probably. No, because it's the surgeon. Is that different?
No.
Optometrist is who does eyes in general, but I don't know if a surgeon is different.
Obstetrician is your OBGYN. Ophthalmologist is I think it's optometrist,
Yeah,
but it could be optician.
About to find out.
Let's go with optometrist. That feels right, but nope, it's an ophthalmologist. Damn, we suck.
We could not get to $1 million. We
Unless
could do
you
one
want-
more time just because we have the time. But in the meantime, I'm going to introduce this beer. I'm doing Alvarado Street Sunset Bay. It's an imperial sour ale with dragon fruit, pineapple, coconut, and tangerine, and it is at a whopping 8.5%. So we about to get Liddy in here.
That sounds delicious. Big passion fruit guy.
All right, let's run it back one more time.
All right. A sports team playing in its own arena is said to have what type of advantage? Home court.
Home field or home court, yeah, in this case.
Boom. Off to a great start. A person who is subtle yet firm is often said to rule with an iron hand in a what?
I think it's velvet glove.
Yes. That is correct. Grandma used to say that all the time.
I don't know if I've heard that one, to be honest with you.
According to the title of a 1989 Phil Collins song, it's just another day where? Another day in paradise, right?
Probably. That seems like the most logical. Phil Collins probably wouldn't sing Another Day in Hell, although that could be another good song title.
Another day in communicado.
What piece of U.S. currency is commonly referred to as I can't read that. A fin.
F-I-N.
Never heard that in my
25,
entire life.
1 or 10.
A fin.
I feel like we got to phone a friend.
Might have to phone a friend on that one. I've never heard that in my life.
B is what they said, a $5 bill, which
I mean,
mathematically
that makes
makes
some
sense. We're just going to roll it. We're just going to roll with it. Thank God.
Sweet.
Thanks for not lying to us. Insert random friend here. Dane, you got one right.
Where on the human body is the elbow located? What?
How is that?
Arm. Thank you.
Yeah. It's actually in your chest. The people's elbow. What continent is closest to Antarctica?
Antarctica.
Asia, Australia, South America, or Africa? Well, Africa is... I think it's South America.
I don't know. It could be Australia.
We're going to poll the audience. They're very confident in C here.
All right, let's do it. South America it is.
The audience better not be a bunch of idiots.
I'm terrible at geography. That is like my weakest point. Which of these Disney movie characters has a pet monkey named Abu? That is Aladdin.
Yep. That one was easy. Definitely wasn't Mulan. On the TV show Saturday Night Live, which of these cast members regularly impersonates Bill Clinton? Jimmy Fallon, Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan, or Daryl Hammond?
I don't know.
I want to say it's Fallon.
I don't. Are you Googling it?
No.
Are you just Googling the person to see what they look like?
Yeah. I can't.
There's a part of me that thinks it could be Will Ferrell too.
I can't visualize Chris Kattan in my head.
I don't know what he looks like. Or Daryl Hammond, to be honest with you. 50-50 it.
It's definitely not Will Ferrell. It's got to be Daryl Hammond.
Okay.
I was Will Ferrell's played a lot of people, but I don't remember him ever playing Clinton. I thought it might have been Fallon, but
which of these actors has never played a villain in any of the Batman films?
Jim Carrey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tommy Lee Jones, Dennis Hopper. I know Schwarzenegger has.
I think Tommy Lee Jones has as well.
Jim Carrey. He was a villain in Mask, but I don't know if he was ever in a Batman movie.
Jim Carrey wasn't a villain in The Mask.
Well, he's sort of a villain in Mask.
He's not the villain in The Mask.
It's sort of.
He's the fucking protagonist. It's probably Jim Carrey.
Want to run it?
Yeah, I might as well. We're out of time on this anyway.
Bingo. Bango. Bongo. It was Dennis Hopper, who I, off the dome, do not even know what he looks like.
I don't either. What the fuck did Jim Carrey play?
That's a great question. Jim Carrey, Batman. He played Riddler.
Damn it.
I should have known that.
I should have too. I can picture it now immediately.
Damn it. Okay. Well, you know what? We tried. Kyle won. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But you better watch the fuck out, because next week on Family Feud, I'm kicking the shit out of you.
That'll be another good one. We'll have to bring the wives on into Family Feud.
That'd be fun. Let's do it. We'll plan it. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good. Okay. My final topic is another fun-ish one. This is very not serious. Jake, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
You can tell me whatever you want, Kyle.
I'm getting older, Jake.
Same.
I'm feeling older.
Same.
So in that same vein, what are your dadisms, Jake?
Oh God, there's so many.
What things do you do that, like, especially if it's something that you saw your parent or grandparent or whoever, but mostly dad, if you can focus on that, doing, that you're like, Jesus, dude, or like whatever, and then now you do the same thing.
Yep. There's so many. I'm already like a clone of my dad in a lot of ways, which doesn't make this any easier. But like I am your prototypical grill dad. Like
Grill daddy.
standing by the grill, apron on, tools ready to go. I'm clicking them just because I'm flipping, just to make sure everybody sees that I'm flipping.
Okay.
You got to see me flip those patties. I want you to come compliment me on my meat. I need you to tell me how good my meat is.
Come tell me about my meat.
But yeah, I am as grill dad as it gets. It's just absurd.
Another G word. You ready? I'm a
Let's hear it.
grass dad.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking lawn daddy these days.
Mm.
That's why I didn't want to go too far into it with the edging, but I am
Yeah.
fucking out there edging every week. Because like when you do it with a weed whacker, it's like when you do it with an edger, I feel like it's a little more permanent. When you just weed whack it, it's just basically like, it gives you a temporary cut and everything resettles and it's bad again the next week or whatever. So I stay weed whacking.
Yep.
I went out there last week, picked all the weeds, laid out some fertilizer, put out some more grass seed just to make the lawn a little thicker. I dialed up my fucking irrigation system, got it all set up right, other than the fact that my grass is somehow still dying a little bit in some patches, so I got to figure that out. But the grass is life when you're a old man dad imitator.
Grill dad and grass dad. You love to see it. This one is easy.
Go ahead.
It's on my foot right now. I just took it off to show the camera.
I hope you have the fucking, dang it.
Hey dudes, my dad has worn like slip-ons pretty much his entire life, and I always thought they were kind of stupid. And then I got a pair of Hey Dudes, and I was like, damn.
I really thought you were gonna pull out the fucking New Balance sneakers.
I wish.
I was gonna lose it a little bit.
The dad sneakers are probably one of my next purchases, unironically. Like I just think they look fire.
Oh my!
You're gonna see me in the lawnmower 7s. I'm just saying.
I have a pair of like yard shoes.
Same.
That I use, but they're not New Balances.
Mine are just the probably the exact shoes that I wore to your house the last 2 times I went there.
Yeah.
Just those white
slip-ons. Yeah.
Yeah. Not
or
slip-ons.
No, I guess they were. Yeah, they were.
But like the white knockoff sneakers, Vans from Target.
Yep.
Yep. Those are definite.
I grunt more than I care to admit.
Yeah. I noticed it the other day. Yep.
And,
sit down.
And like you find yourself like rolling the joint a little and just popping.
Yeah.
The one thing though that if anybody ever catches me doing this, probably not likely given the audience here, but if anybody ever catches me grunting while I pee, fucking end it. I don't want to hear that shit. There is no reason for that. I don't want to hear you fucking moan when you pee. I don't want to hear you grunt when you pee. There's nothing about peeing that feels good enough for you to make those sounds.
I don't know. I think it was P. Diddy who was like, there's a video of him like really drunk pissing. He's like, it's like having sex.
It's not.
It's not.
It's really not.
Pissing does not feel that great.
There's like, every once in a while I'll like go to work and somebody will be at the urinal with like doing the one-hander. They're like, oh. And I'm like, dude, what? Just, no. Just
piss like a normal.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. I'm very much, I learned this about myself this past trip where if I'm on a road trip, I don't want to stop. I'm like,
that's a big one for me.
I gotta make good time. I stopped to get McDonald's and I lost 30 minutes just sitting in the McDonald's drive-thru, and I was losing my mind.
Not even just the time in the drive-thru, right? It's like slowing down the car and then speeding the car back up to the speed of traffic.
Yep.
The waiting, the fucking, all of the things involved. It adds up, man.
Yeah.
eats at the Trip.
It was bullshit. Also, can we just briefly mention that there's apparently not a single fucking McDonald's in the state of Indiana? I got out of Illinois, didn't see a single McDonald's on the interstate until I hit Ohio. And then
That's
I
really
finally
interesting.
found a McDonald's. And I had a
Um,
craving for McDonald's for whatever reason, so I was not settling for Burger King.
I now am to the level of, and I can thank Carly for this because she picked it up, but I have a beer fridge outside on my patio.
Hell
Just like a little fridge just for beer. That's a real dad move.
That's a major dad move.
It's a complete unnecessary. It's one of two things. It's either a college thing or a dad thing, and no
Yeah.
in between. Like a young
Yep.
professional usually doesn't have a beer fridge.
That's
You have to
very
get to
true.
dad level.
Yeah. My whiskey collection is very, very daddish of me.
Just the drinks in general that I taste nowadays, and I drink a lot of old fashions. Big
Yeah,
old fashioned guy.
big
That's another
old-fashioned
dadism
guy.
for sure.
Love me an old fashioned.
just a
Or a
classic.
Manhattan
It's
if I'm feeling
delicious.
spicy.
Manhattans are okay. I prefer old fashions.
Same. Bigger bourbon guy than I am rye guy in general. Let's see. What else? There's definitely more. Oh, golf. Like being a golfer. My dad was a golfer. His dad was a
Yeah.
golfer. So that one's especially like if we're trying to stick on like the family
Golf's a good one.
lineage side of thing, definitely big golf guy. Even though I got too drunk on the course on this past weekend, definitely lost 2 clubs. So
That's impressive, kind of.
yeah, I haven't lost a club probably since I was like 13, and I lost 2 in one golf outing.
My cat was just like so relaxed, and then he tried to stand up to stretch and just like almost fell over because he like lost his balance trying to stand up.
Been there before.
Same. Another one is at roughly 9 o'clock. My mental clock is aware that it's bedtime, which is
Yep.
pretty fucking early. And then by 9:30, I am getting myself ready for bed to be in bed no later than 10. Like I am full dad mode with bedtimes now.
Yep. And it's to the point where like earlier in our relationship, I was super clingy to Jess, and I was one of those like, I'm not going to sleep until you're coming to bed too kind of people. Nope. Don't fucking care anymore. It hits bedtime for Jake. I am under the covers. I don't care what still needs to be done. I don't care if the dog's got to go out. Jakey he gets into bed, he turns the fan on, turns the light off, turns the lamp on so that Jess has light when she comes into the room, comforter on, weighted blanket on, and I'm just sitting there vibing. Audiobook is going on,
Nice.
and I'm hanging out, and sometimes I'm asleep before Jess gets to the room. She has to come turn the lamp off, and I am just out like a light.
I watch shitty crime shows now, which is like a staple of dads.
Yeah.
I watched the I'm gonna forget what it's even called. The Mentalist on HBO.
Yep. Haven't gotten to that one yet.
It's
but-
not good. So let me
don't
be
do
clear.
it.
I don't recommend this show. However, I am addicted to this show, and it is my nighttime show, and I watch it now all the time.
Let's see. I'm a lot like my dad in the sense that my dad just rewatches shit that he's already watched. And so I definitely am guilty of doing that. I've got like 6 movies that are go-tos if I just like want to have a movie on. Same with TV. There's like 4 or 5 shows that are go-tos. So it's a lot of rewatching stuff in my house, which my wife does not like to do unless it's New Girl.
My dad's a stingy guy, and I would never say that I'm stingy. However, I am way more conscious of my money as my dad mode self now. And I like budget things out. And I spent roughly 4 hours yesterday looking for the cheapest price on a hotel, rental car, and flight to get myself back home for a few days. For Irish Fest, by the way,
Nice.
if you decide you want to go. And
I have a
motherfucker,
wedding.
every time I talk to you, I remind myself that I need to try to find you tickets to the music festival. I'm gonna
That
get my
music-
shit together. I promise.
Music festival, I can make work. Irish Fest, highly unlikely unless my friend's wedding gets canceled. But
Let me make a few phone calls.
yeah, see what you can do.
I'll call in a fire emergency or something.
I mean, I feel like that's a crime, so maybe not that, but like
Yeah, I won't actually do that. For
We'll
the
figure
record,
it
I
out.
will not do that.
in case it happens, it was not Kyle.
We did think about flying into Chicago though, because it was going to be so much cheaper. But
Yeah.
then I would have to rent a car in Chicago and drive like 7 hours to my house, and I wasn't going to do that. So
Yeah, makes sense.
I did think about it for like a whole 10 seconds though.
Yeah, it's not like when I was considering flying into Sacramento for the bachelor party, but then I would have had to rent a car. So
Yeah, probably because you need to get up there earlier than I do, or at least
Yeah.
you want to get there earlier than I do.
it was just cheaper for me to get up earlier. That's really what it boiled down to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like my dad in that I will not fly Spirit or Frontier. I'm flying a major airline.
Yeah, I actually almost rolled the dice and bought a Spirit Airlines ticket to go home too, just because it was literally $250 cheaper.
But it looks like it's that much cheaper, and then you get charged $50 a bag, and then if you want to get a water in the plane, it's $8. Like it
Well, I don't
adds
do
up.
any of those things. I don't check
Oh.
bags. I don't fucking drink.
It's not even
paid
check bags.
beverages.
They charge you for carry-ons.
Some of them do. Some of the budget ones do.
Yeah, fuck that. Southwest might be the cheapest quote unquote airline that I've ever flown in my life.
But only if you're flying like on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Flights to the Midwest through Southwest were very expensive.
Yeah, I think my flight home is more expensive than my flight there.
The fact that I know this much about airlines, dad mode.
That very dad mode. Yeah.
I also never
that's
really flew when I was younger, so
true.
I'm sure there's plenty of others, but I don't want to drag it out if you don't have anything that's popping out right away.
Yeah, I don't think they're really nothing too clearly dad mode for me.
Does
this
dragon
point.
fruit have like it has black seeds in it, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of like black particles in this beer, and I'm guessing that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I would almost guarantee it's from the seeds.
Okay, anyway, this beer is a 3.0 even, not great, not terrible. It's fine. I could actually probably go a little lower if I'm being honest, but 3.0 is probably fair. People probably like this. And on that note, this has been another episode of Two Average Husbands. Thank you guys all for joining us this week and all the time. If you're listening to us on Spotify, consider coming and joining us live. And by Spotify, I mean anything that's like pre-recorded. Consider coming and joining us live on the episode, either on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. And you can comment on Twitch and YouTube if you want to join the conversation. Those are the best ways to interact with us. See it live, be a part of the conversation, drive us to talk about different things, blah, 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 blah. If you don't want to do any of that and you want to participate in the conversation still, you can join our Discord. It's the Two Average Husbands Discord. We hang out in there during every episode so that we can chat back to you if you want to chat that way. Everything that I just talked about is available in our link tree if you go to one of the social medias. Jake probably has it on his personal, I would imagine, at Perry_FF on Twitter. And then you can find us on Twitter at #2AVG Husbands. And then same thing at Instagram. Hit the like and the bell, blah, 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 all the notification things on all of the different places so that you get notified of all of the different episodes. If you want us to talk about something, tell us. Reach out on social media or in the Discord or in comments on the episodes. If you want to join on the episode, we'd be happy to have you, probably, as long as it works out. We'll bring you on and we can talk. Other than that, I think that's all I've got. Jake, you can finish this out.
Kyle covered all of it, so I'm not going to waste any time here. This has been another episode of Two Average Husbands. Thank you all for tuning in, and as always, don't forget to tell somebody that you love them.